You want to go ahead and invite our guest in, and
Sure.
thank you.
Hello, can you hear us?
I see you. Did I do that properly? I went in as a panelist.
That's just fine. We have to let you in.
Okay.
We don't see you, but we can hear you.
Oh, let me figure out what's going on with that. I'm on my cell phone, sorry.
No problem.
I don't know how to do that. Oh, start video. Here I am.
Hi,
Can you
there.
see me now?
Yes,
Okay.
Can you state your full name?
Jeffrey Buell. I'm with Buell Construction. I'm the contractor for the Lee Academy.
Okay, well, welcome, Jeff. We appreciate you showing up. A little bit of bad news for you at the moment. Hope maybe we're lucky and it'll work out, but we do not have a quorum, unfortunately, at the moment. So we can't have an official meeting. But I think since you took the time to join us, I think it's okay to talk about your project. And we just can't make any formal decisions until we can pull a quorum together. But one person is away on vacation, was going to try and join, but they had said they were going to have spotty internet. And so far they've not been able to join us, but maybe they will while we're on this. And another person has been ill. And then a third person haven't heard from, so I'm not sure if they were what their story is. So my apologies up front about that. Really sorry about that. But if you'd like to go ahead and talk about what you're proposing, we can discuss it in an informal way.
Have you guys seen the blueprints or anything like that? Has the town given you anything for the Lee Academy?
We've seen it.
Okay, so all we're really proposing to do here on the exterior is changing a couple sconces. I think there's 3 sconces being changed, and then doing a handicap ramp and a condenser on the outside, which will be hidden by the handicap ramp. And all the work.
Sorry.
All the
Emily,
work we're
could you?
doing. What's that?
Sorry, Jeffrey. Emily, could you put up the drawings on the screen?
I have the drawings for 14 Meeting House Lane.
Yeah.
that's right.
I have a question while she's putting it up. Is both the ramp, I assume that's all viewed from the street.
It's all in the back of the building. Everything's in the back of the building. The only thing you'll see from Meeting House Lane is the end of the handicap ramp, because we have to take the corner and go down the side of the building in order to meet the slope requirements.
Okay, is there any particular drawing you want to look at first, Jeffrey?
Jeff, you have documents here, one titled Plan, one titled Lighting, and one titled Application. Wait, are we on the lighting one?
If we go to the plan,
Sure.
that would probably be easier for me to explain everything. So as you can see, in the back of the building there, we're coming off the back door with steps in the handicap ramp. And that's where all 3 sconces will be placed on the back of the building also. The only part that's visible from Meeting House Lane is the ramp as it turns the corner and comes down the side of the building. And there's nothing being done to the front or to the side that the south side of the building, which faces Route 1.
Is there elevations of that as well? There are, aren't there, in the drawings?
Yep.
There we go. Thank you.
Are there
So
any
it's-
questions on your end as to what we're doing and how we plan on doing it?
So just sort of, just recapping kind of what you said here. So the three sconces are on the east elevation, which is the lower left drawing here. Basically near the doors and near the bottom of the staircase. And then the ramp is from the lower door around to the north and then along the north side of the building till you get to the grade elevation.
Yes.
Okay. And I can't quite see the note at the moment. Is that a concrete ramp then?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the existing staircase.
Yes, the existing staircase, which we're gonna modify just by cutting off the bottom step in order for it to land on the landing. We're gonna have a flat landing at the corner so that can drop on.
Right. That makes good sense.
Yeah.
And there's looks like 3 new steps heading out the lower door to the east.
So the east and south will both have steps going down. So you'll be able to walk up this thing from every side. One side
Right.
will be the ramp, the other 2 sides will be the steps.
Okay. Is there a handrail on the steps in the ramp?
Yes, the handrail, is it noted on that drawing?
Looks like there's a railing on the east elevation mounted to the wall of the building for the stair from the door heading to the south.
What that is that's the support for the stair. And then off of that, we are coming down with, sorry, I gotta check my notes because I know it got changed.
Is the railing new or existing?
Yes, the railing will be new. And I believe it's a bronze railing. It's not noted here. I believe it's a bronze railing. I'm sorry, I actually forgot about that part, or else I would have gotten you guys a sample or something of what it was gonna be.
Jeffrey, is there a railing for the ramp?
No, it's not needed because of the height of it.
Couldn't a wheelchair just go right off the edge?
It's at its highest point, it's like 8 inches off the ground. So technically, yes, but by code, it's
That's
not
okay.
needed. Yeah.
Andrew, do you know if there are any plans for any landscaping?
We not plantings or anything like that. It's just bringing some topsoil and reseed whatever
And
we
this-
tear up.
And the steps are concrete as well?
Yes.
So the grass that you're going to be reseeding, will that come up to the top edge of the ramp then? Or is there a little bit of a drop off?
We will probably grade it out so that so it comes up, if not, maybe an inch down or something with the topsoil. We're probably gonna grade it down though, between there and the pavement. So we got a good, I think, 10 feet.
Okay, yeah, I see the note here on the elevation says, raised grade.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So Carol, to your comment, if they go
Right.
off the ramp, they're just in some sloped grass,
Right.
not off the
Right.
cliff.
And as you can see, behind the ramp is where we're gonna hide the AC condenser.
Yep.
As you can see it right there, it's hard to see,
Yeah.
but
Okay, good.
And it looks like the support for the stairs extends out.
yes. What we need, so right now it's like probably, it's less than 3 feet, so it's like 32 inches in between those posts. So we're gonna put, we're gonna spread those posts out so a wheelchair can get in between them.
I see. Right.
John, I have a question from our standpoint. In terms of the materials, concrete and the railing, since it's not visible, does it matter? What are your thoughts in terms of?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges with this property, this building in particular, is you can make an argument that it's visible from all directions.
Right.
It's not just Meeting House Lane. You can also see it from Route 1. You can see it from the Academy Street, and you can see it from Bradley. So you can actually, depending where you are, you can see all sides of this building. So I think the materials are relevant for our review from that standpoint.
Okay.
But I think I personally don't have a problem with it being a concrete ramp. It's pretty low. We're only talking 3 steps high at the maximum, and the grade's going to slope up to it. So you're not really going to, unless you're right next to it, you're really not going to notice the ramp very much. So that doesn't concern me. The handrails will need to, we're required for the building code. So that's what it is. Jeffrey, if you didn't mention this, but I think this was reviewed by the state as well already. Is that correct? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, so we are getting it's state funded. So it's gone through Todd Levine, which is, I believe, the Historic Commission of the state. And they've approved everything on this in order for us to get the funding for the project.
Okay.
That's why it was kind of a surprise when they told us we had to go through you guys.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to a couple of the people from the Historical Society on Friday, and they were telling me a little bit about that story. So I had heard that you'd already been reviewed and approved by the state.
Yeah.
But it's true. The local historic district does have to approve it. It's part of, because it's within our local historic district. So we have some authority to approve it. I personally am not too concerned. Oh, Emily, can we look at the light fixture? There we go. I don't remember, is this similar to what's on the building currently, or this is an all new fixture?
No, this is a new fixture. It's more decorative. In my opinion, it looks more antique than what's on there. It's the one that's on there, if I can remember correctly, is more of a plain, it's not very, I don't think it's an antique looking light.
Right. Yeah, I was over at that building just the other day, and I can't say that I remember what those lights look like.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to think.
They weren't too noteworthy.
And the need to replacement is just to give a little more light to that area. Is that the intent?
Yes, so the one at the bottom of the ramp is new. That one is not existing now. And it's to light up the bottom of the stairs and the ramp. But the other two are just, they're already there. And we're just trying to, I think it's just a nice little touch. This light is better looking than the one that they have. It's, a somewhat period type of light, it's not really period because it's a light, but it's an older looking light and more historic looking than what's up there.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I think my take is it's probably an improvement to what's currently there as far as appearance.
I do have one.
Carol,
I think
Go ahead.
it all looks good. I think the light looks great. And I think the structure off the back of it is as simple and clean as we could hope for. And it's great that the state approved it and it's following federal guidelines for preservation. So I think you guys have done a good job.
Thank you.
I just have one question. So the grade is particularly for a wheelchair getting up and down is not the grade or the slope. It's not going to be difficult for someone to push a wheelchair up and down. I guess is that should be acceptable, obviously.
Yes. There's code requirements to that are I believe it's 1 inch for every 20 inches or something like that. So it's, Vinny will be on that as far as making sure it meets the requirements.
Okay.
And that's why we have to go down the side of it and make it so long, is to get the proper slope to it.
Right.
yeah, that's exactly right. The handicap ramps are pretty flat by code. And so that if they do take up a lot of distance. Okay. Any other questions or comments, Carol or Eric?
No.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, actually, Jeffrey, I'm just looking again, zooming in on the plan on my computer, and are you adding the same lanterns out front? Is that what I'm seeing?
No, we're not touching out front. Did they put that in there?
Yeah, it looks like it's on the west elevation. And I think my memory from being on the board of the Historical Society is there's spotlights from above that shine down on the two entrances, which are completely modern. So this, if you did add those, they would be an improvement, I think.
Okay.
Just a thought. This is all unofficial, but just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, as of right now, we're not supposed to touch anything we weren't doing anything on the front.
Got it.
But if that's what you guys want, we could do that.
You might have to go back to the state. What's there is, we talked about whether it was even adequate lighting when we left meetings and it was dark out. So I think I personally think it would be a nice touch to add the same lanterns out front, but I don't know if it's for us to say.
I'll talk with Duo about that and see if it's something that we can just put in there, or if we have to go back to the state for approval on it. He would know more about that. He's dealing with the state directly.
Right, good.
How soon are you planning on doing this work, Jeffrey?
We have already started the interior portion of it.
Okay.
And as soon as we get the permit approval for the exterior, we will start on that.
Okay. So you guys are anxious to get our approval.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm really sorry we don't have a quorum, because if we did, I think we would probably finish it off tonight and we'd approve it tonight. So let us see what we can do about pulling together
One more,
quorum.
just, yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do it tonight, but we'll see if we can do something sooner rather than later to get this done so you guys can move forward and the project can move forward without any delays. But I personally don't see any particular concerns with this. And the fact that the state's already reviewed it and approved it just reinforces that no big issues here. And I think Carol, Eric, and I are pretty comfortable with what you're proposing, I think.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
all right, well, I appreciate you joining us. I'm sorry we didn't have a quorum tonight, so we could finish this off for you guys. But
That's all
try
right.
to fix it up as soon as we can.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
All
Jeffrey.
right, thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
thank you, thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. All right. Well, since we don't have a quorum, there's not much else we can really do in any formal way. Carol or Eric, do you have anything else you want to bring up while we're on the phone?
Yeah, I, go ahead, Carol.
Oh, thanks, Eric. Yeah, John, I was just wondering if you got any response to your question about the general's residence.
Yes. So actually Friday night, we had a meeting with Duo and the Historic Society at Lee Academy. So I was there on Friday afternoon. And so we looked at sort of the current status of the design of the building as it is at the moment. It's still, Duo's still working on it. He's not done, but he just wanted to sort of discuss it. Or we wanted to see where they were. So there's some discussion about all of that. He had some elevations that he showed and shared with us, and we had a discussion. Dennis was there, and Mark was there, and Bob was there, and a couple other people were there reviewing it. Denny Van Loo was has COVID at the moment, so he was quarantined, but he was online with us. So he was there in a fashion. And so we discussed it, and Do is going to continue finishing up the drawings, and probably the discussion probably has some impact on exactly what he's going to do. But by and large, what the intent seems to be to pretty much fairly faithfully try and reflect what was there most recently in general for the three main facades, which are applicable in this case, which are the east, west, and north facades. The south is per the agreement that was reached is not under review by the historic groups. But that's also making the building more marketable for as far as space goes inside the building. So we did look at some stuff. They're gonna send us some updated. Stuart's gonna send us some updated stuff, I believe, once he has the drawings a little bit further along. But I felt like it was fruitful, the meeting, and it also reassured me that the project's moving forward, and these are key components to the overall complex. It was not presented in a fashion which suggested that the general's residence might just get shelved and
Good.
and not move forward, which would be a real shame because it's the most important piece of that project. Even though it's a recreation instead of a restoration, unfortunately. But so that's kind of in a nutshell, kind of how that went on Friday. So.
I have a question. Since we're only getting 50% or supposedly 50% of the cost of the activity for the the next group of homes that we're hopefully going to get part of. Carol, have we found out more information about getting money from the state? Where does that sit at this point?
Eric, are you talking about for the West Elm study?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're waiting. I think there's one more meeting of the Historical Society that Tom hopes to get a final answer. So I haven't done anything yet.
Okay. But is that supposedly that should be approved? Is that I guess that seems to be the intent, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure which way they're going to go, if they're going to approve 50% or 100%.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it because the sense I got from the last meeting, the sense I got from the last meeting that they thought, I guess Tom was thinking maybe that was a bit too much to swallow cost-wise.
Yeah, I think that they did indicate that, but I think it's still not decided, is my understanding. I mean, that's reading what Tom has shared with us.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. I don't have anything else. I'm glad you guys were able to join us today. Too bad we couldn't get one more to make that quorum, but that is what it is at the moment.
I do have one other thought, and I'm not sure whether anything can be done since I attempted to reach out to Peter, and the only reason I knew that he had some illness issue was that I reached out to Gary Leonard on LinkedIn, I think, and Gary pretty much shared. Is there any, should we be doing anything else with respect to that, or just leave it? As I said, I did make two separate calls, and
Right.
I not knowing the exact extent of his health issues, I have a concern, since he's obviously part of our group, that
Right.
is there something else that maybe we ought to do or not do? So just a thought.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, if he is having health issues, I don't want to, be a burden and, disrupt him and distract him from things that are more important. So I've kind of been letting him sit.
We do have openings though on the commission.
That's true. We do. And I think we should start actively looking for people that would be good fit for the commission.
Also, John, I don't know if we could do this, but for other meetings I am part of, we ask who's attending so that we would know ahead of time if we have a quorum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's worth doing.
Yeah, it is for sure. I've just been kind of hectic lately, so I wasn't on top of things the way I would like to be normally. But
well, I think it's just a little more pronounced since Peter has not been available at all.
Yeah.
And then,
right.
Obviously, if someone's missing, then we have a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah,
well, we could just in general say that if we're not going to be able to join, that we could let you know, John, at least as soon as we know.
I agree. Right. Yeah, I agree. And Peter is an alternate, but are we down an alternate or a full-time member? I don't know.
Both. I mean, we're down. We haven't replaced Eileen Bennett.
Right.
And we had one vacancy before Eileen, so we have two vacancies right now. We should have 7 altogether. 8, 5 and 3, right? If I remember right. I'm drawing a blank now.
Or 4 and 3.
Is it 4 and 3?
I don't know.
I'm looking at the original list that was never updated, and it looks like it's 5. Well, it could be 4, either 4 or 5 members and 3 alternates.
I think it's 5 and 3, and 4 is a quorum. 5 is the regular members, and then there's 3 alternates. So we're down 2 alternates right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And Peter's our first alternate, and then the 3 of us and Susan and Tom.
I'm
are
an
the
alternate.
Regular 5.
I think I'm
What's
an
that?
alternate. I think I'm an alternate too.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
All right. Well, let me look into this. We need to get this sorted out, right? We should have 4 full-time and alternates after that. So
We need to increase our numbers for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So if you have any, give us some thought if you can think of anyone that might be a good fit. And let's start putting a list together of people and start reaching out to people. And
Well, you did
see if we
mention the name escapes me. That's in the did the work on the Liberty Street project. He and his wife were very active in getting that up, but his name
Right.
escapes me. Someone was going to approach him.
yeah, that's Denny Van Loo.
Denny, yes, yeah.
Yeah. You're right. I think I did say I was going to approach him, and I forgot and did not do that. So I will reach out to him, see if he has any interest in doing that. I know he's part of the Historical Society already. Not exactly sure what his specific role is there, but I know he's has a role.
I think he's called Preservation Chair.
Okay, well, there we go. And but maybe he'd be interested in doing this as well. So I'll reach out to him once he recovers from COVID.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
For those that are able, get your booster
All
shot.
right. Well,
I'm Moderna, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
waiting.
good
I'm
idea.
waiting for the notice.
yeah, I'm Johnson & Johnson. So we'll see. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining
Thank
us
you.
tonight. And have a good rest of your evening, and I'll be in touch.
Be
Thank you,
safe.
Emily.
You
Be
too.
safe.
Thank you.